For 2 decades, I woke up tired, not just physically, but emotionally drained, as if sleep had become pointless. Doctors said it was just aging. But at 79, I discovered one simple morning habit that reversed everything. No pills. No extreme diets. Just one shift. In this video, I'll show you exactly what changed, and how you can follow the same path, starting tomorrow. Part 1. The fatigue I couldn't explain. For more than 20 years, I lived in a quiet, invisible war with my own body. Every morning, I woke up feeling like I hadn't slept at all. Not groggy. Not just slow to start. I mean truly exhausted. As if the act of sleeping had somehow drained me instead of recharging me. I'd sit at the edge of the bed for several minutes before standing, eyes barely open, knees stiff, and heart heavy with disappointment. Because I'd gone to bed early. I'd avoided caffeine. I even tried sleep apps. Yet, nothing changed. Most mornings, my first thought wasn't gratitude. It was frustration. Why do I still feel like this? Friends told me it was just aging. Doctors told me to try melatonin or check for sleep apnea. But in my heart, I knew it wasn't just about age or a condition. Something deeper was off. And I needed to find out what. Part 2, Searching for Answers, one test at a time. I began my search like anyone else, online. Hundreds of articles promised solutions. Take magnesium. Avoid blue light. Drink tart cherry juice. Try ASMR before bed. I tried them all. Some nights, I'd fall asleep a little faster. Other times, I'd stay awake despite being exhausted. But the core problem never changed. I woke up tired. Every single day. So, I turned to testing. Blood work came back normal, no anemia, thyroid imbalance, or obvious vitamin deficiencies. Heart function? Stable. Lungs? Clear. Brain scans? Unremarkable. On paper, I was fine. But inside, I felt anything but fine. Then I met a nutritionist at a local wellness talk. She asked one question that changed the entire direction of my search. What do your mornings look like? I blinked. You mean after I wake up? She nodded. No, what's the first thing you put into your body each morning? That question started a chain reaction that led me to the one habit that changed everything. Part 3, the hidden morning mistake that was stealing my energy. I thought I was doing the right thing. Every morning, for nearly 2 decades, I started my day with a tall glass of water and a strong cup of coffee. Sometimes black, sometimes with cream, but always right after waking up. That, I believed, was discipline. It was routine. It was the fuel I thought I needed to get going. But what I didn't realize was that this habit was the very thing draining me. The nutritionist explained that coffee, especially on an empty stomach, can spike cortisol, crash blood sugar, and disrupt adrenal balance, especially in people over 60. It doesn't just wake you up, it forces your body into alert mode, whether it's ready or not. Over time, this can leave your body stuck in a cycle of adrenal fatigue, poor blood sugar control, reduced absorption of essential minerals like magnesium, and worst of all, non-restorative sleep. I was tricking my body into action, without building the foundation for lasting energy. No breakfast. No protein. No minerals. Just caffeine and hope. That morning boost was actually a biochemical crash in disguise, one that followed me into every single day. Part 4, the one morning mix that changed everything. After that conversation with the nutritionist, I was skeptical. Could one small change really impact my energy levels? But she handed me a paper with just 4 ingredients and said, try this first thing in the morning, before coffee, before anything else. Give it 10 days. Here's what was on that slip. 1 cup of warm water, not cold, warm to support digestion. Juice of half a lemon. 1/4 teaspoon of pink Himalayan salt. 1 tablespoon of chia seeds, soaked for 5 minutes. No caffeine. No sugar. No stimulants. I called it my morning mineral mix. Day 1 felt strange. My body resisted the routine change. But by day 3, something unexpected happened. I woke up and didn't feel the crushing fatigue. Not total energy. Not like I could run a marathon. But it felt like the weight on my chest was lighter. My eyelids lifted easier. I stood without groaning. That was all the proof I needed to keep going. Part 5. Why this simple mix works, the science behind it. Let's break down why this basic drink works, especially for those over 60. 1. Lemon water. Lemon helps stimulate bile production, aiding digestion and gentle detox. It also delivers vitamin C, which enhances iron absorption, often low in fatigued older adults. 2. Pink salt. This isn't regular table salt. It contains trace minerals like magnesium, potassium, and sodium, all crucial for cellular hydration and adrenal function. As we age, many of us lose the ability to hold on to minerals efficiently. This tiny mineral dose can help balance electrolytes without raising blood pressure. 3. Chia seeds. High in fiber, omega-3s, and complete protein. When soaked, they form a gel-like consistency that supports gut motility and slows blood sugar spikes, giving you steady energy, not crashes. Why in the morning? Because your body is naturally dehydrated, slightly acidic, and glucose-depleted after sleep. Starting the day with water, minerals, and slow-digesting nutrients sets a calm tone, biologically and emotionally. It's the opposite of shock-and-go caffeine. Part 6. The unexpected ripple effects in my body. By week 2, I was seeing changes I didn't even expect. My digestion improved. Less bloating, smoother bowel movements, no more morning stomach tension. My sleep got deeper. I began falling asleep faster, waking up less often, and, most importantly, feeling rested when I woke up. My mood stabilized. The usual anxiety I felt mid-morning was gone. I didn't feel shaky or short-tempered. My cravings dropped. Without the sugar and caffeine roller coaster, I no longer reached for bread or more coffee mid-morning. And here's the wildest part. I started delaying my coffee naturally, because I didn't need it right away. Eventually, I didn't need it at all. That was the shift. It wasn't a hack. It wasn't a miracle pill. It was about removing the thing that was hurting me, and replacing it with something nourishing. Part 7. Sleep finally felt like sleep again. It wasn't just about waking up with more energy. The real change, the transformation I hadn't dared to hope for, was that my sleep actually felt restorative again. For 2 decades, I had gone to bed early, avoided screens, and followed every textbook tip for sleep. But none of it worked, because the foundation of my energy system was off. By changing what I did first thing in the morning, not last thing at night, I reset something deeper. I started sleeping through the night. No more tossing. No more waking up at 2 a.m. staring at the ceiling. Even my dreams returned. Not always vivid, but present, a sign of REM sleep, the stage where the brain does its deepest recovery. When I told my nutritionist, she smiled and said, "We spend so much time trying to fix sleep at night, but energy starts in the morning. That's when your body gets its first signal of the day." And I had been sending the wrong signal for years. Part 8. Rebuilding my energy, one morning at a time. With better sleep came better mornings. Not just I feel okay, I mean real clarity, like I hadn't felt in years. I started walking again, slowly at first, just 10 minutes after breakfast. I noticed my posture improving. My balance was steadier. Even my handwriting became neater, as if my nervous system had more bandwidth. The afternoon crashes that used to hit me like clockwork? Gone. The need for an extra nap or a second cup of coffee? Gone. I wasn't just awake, I was present. And here's what surprised me most. My body didn't demand more effort, it simply needed less interference. No more trying to push through exhaustion. Instead, I supported the body's natural rhythm. And it responded. Part 9. My daily routine after 70, simple, not rigid. I wish I could tell you I followed a perfect wellness schedule. I don't. What I follow is repeatable and realistic, even on low-energy days. Here's what my day looks like now. Morning, 7 to 9 a.m. Wake naturally, no alarm. Drink my morning mineral mix, lemon water plus pink salt plus soaked chia seeds. 10-minute stretch by the window. Simple breakfast, oats with flax, berries, and walnuts, or eggs with greens. Light walk, even just around the house. Midday, 12 to 2 p.m. Lunch, lentils, veggies, or soup with olive oil and fermented pickles. Herbal tea, like rooibos or ginger. Sit in sunlight for 10 to 15 minutes. If needed, 20-minute nap around 2 p.m. Evening, 6 to 9 p.m. Light dinner, steamed veggies, quinoa, or broth. No coffee, no screens after 7 p.m. Warm magnesium or chamomile drink. Write 2 to 3 lines in my journal. Lights out by 9:30. It's not a biohacking schedule. It's not trendy. But it works, because it respects how energy actually builds and recovers in the body. And for the first time in 20 years, I'm not dragging my body through the day. I'm moving with it. Part 10. Letting go of caffeine, gently and gradually. For most of my adult life, coffee was a companion. It was the smell that pulled me from bed, the warmth that comforted me, the ritual that gave me a sense of order. But when I learned that my body's morning energy was being hijacked, not helped, by caffeine, I knew something had to change. Still, I didn't quit overnight. That would have shocked my system. Instead, I reduced my intake over 3 weeks, one step at a time. Week 1, switched to half CAF, half decaf, half regular. Week 2, switched to full decaf, still rich in antioxidants, without the spike. Week 3, replaced coffee with herbal infusions, ginger, rooibos, and barley tea. I was surprised how quickly my body adjusted. The headaches and sluggishness I feared never came. Instead, I started waking up without needing stimulation. More importantly, my natural cortisol rhythm, the hormone that gets us moving in the morning, began to stabilize. The secret wasn't just removing caffeine. It was removing the dependency. Part 11. Blood sugar stability was the real energy breakthrough. For years, I misunderstood my fatigue. I thought it came from poor sleep or low iron or maybe aging. But what I had missed completely was how unstable my blood sugar was. Even without diabetes, your blood sugar, especially after 60, plays a huge role in brain clarity, physical stamina, mood swings, cravings, and most of all, sustained energy. Once I started tracking how I felt after meals, I noticed a pattern. When I skipped breakfast or ate just toast or fruit, I crashed. When I ate protein, fat, and fiber together, I coasted. Here's what worked. Breakfast, 2 eggs, spinach, avocado, and olive oil. Lunch, lentils, brown rice, fermented veggies. Snacks, handful of walnuts, 1 boiled egg, or half an apple with almond butter. These combinations slowed digestion, supported stable glucose, and gave my brain a constant supply of fuel. No more crashes. No more naps I didn't want. I also began walking 10 minutes after meals, which further helped regulate insulin and digestion. This was the turning point. Energy didn't just arrive in the morning. It stayed. Part 12. Nutrients that made the biggest difference in my energy. Once I got the habits right, I looked at my nutrition with a finer lens. Because sometimes, fatigue is rooted in micronutrient depletion, things that aren't always tested in routine blood work. Here are the 3 nutrients that truly helped me rebuild. 1. Magnesium, especially glycinate. Supports muscle recovery, sleep depth, and cellular energy. I took 200 to 300 milligrams before bed. After 2 weeks, my restless legs calmed, and my sleep got deeper. 2. B12, methylcobalamin. As we age, B12 absorption drops, even with a good diet. I chose a sublingual spray once a week. Within a month, I noticed sharper recall and better focus. 3. Omega-3s, from flaxseed and walnuts. Rather than pills, I added 1 tablespoon of ground flaxseed to my oats and a handful of walnuts each day. My joints ached less, and I felt mentally clearer. I didn't overload on pills. I added what I lacked, and paused everything else. With these nutrients, better food timing, and no more caffeine dependency, my body began to trust the rhythm again. And that was everything. Part 13, the emotional weight of fatigue I didn't recognize before. Physical exhaustion is one thing. But what I didn't fully understand, until it lifted, was the emotional burden of waking up tired every day. It wasn't just feeling sluggish. It was the creeping doubt, am I getting worse? The frustration, will I ever feel like myself again? And the quiet grief of losing the morning, the most hopeful part of the day. For years, I missed the sunrise. I stayed in bed longer than I wanted. I rescheduled walks. I delayed calls. I thought I was being gentle with myself, but really, I was adjusting to a body I could no longer count on. When that started to change, so did something deep inside me. I began to wake up hopeful, not hesitant. That change wasn't loud. It was subtle, the kind of peace that builds in the absence of resistance. For the first time in years, I felt proud of my mornings. Part 14, rebuilding a routine that I could actually stick to. In my earlier years, I tried to fix my energy through intensity. Strict diets. Heavy workouts. Complicated supplement stacks. But those routines never lasted, because they weren't designed for who I was becoming. I needed something simple. Something sustainable, not extreme. So I created a 3-part rhythm that worked even when I was tired. 1 nourishing action before 9 a.m. Whether it was stretching, a slow walk, or my mineral mix, I did something that told my body, you are cared for. 1 grounding meal by noon. No skipping. No snacks as meals. I sat and ate something real, and chewed slowly. 1 light movement by sunset. Even if it was just standing outside and circling my arms or walking down the hallway, I moved my body with intention. It sounds too simple to matter. But in the context of fatigue recovery, simplicity is a gift. This routine required no willpower, only presence. And that made it easier to repeat, even on low-energy days. Part 15, how my mornings look now, and what I've gained. I'm now 79. And my mornings are no longer something I dread, they're something I protect. I still wake up early, but not from restlessness. I wake up from sleep that feels like it actually did its job. My body is calmer. My mind is clearer. My energy is stable. Here's what I've gained that no supplement ever gave me. Trust, in my own body, that it won't betray me when I rise. Freedom, from the dependency on stimulants and fatigue cycles. Clarity, to focus on hobbies, friends, and quiet time without brain fog. Joy, in the little things, opening curtains, making breakfast, walking barefoot on the porch. These may sound ordinary. But after 20 years of waking up tired, they are nothing short of extraordinary. And all of it started with 1 change, not at night, but in the morning. Part 16, this wasn't just a fix, it was a return. At first, I thought I was just trying to fix my fatigue. But now, looking back, I realize I was reclaiming something far more precious. A sense of belonging in my own body. Fatigue does something subtle. It convinces you that this is just who you are now. It narrows your world, 1 morning at a time. You say no to plans, delay routines, avoid mirrors, not out of laziness, but survival. But the moment that pattern breaks, even slightly, the window reopens. You begin to remember who you were before the exhaustion took root. For me, it wasn't about becoming younger. It was about becoming present again. Noticing the light in the kitchen. Savoring the quiet before the day begins. Feeling your body move, not perfectly, but willingly. This journey gave me that. Part 17, Why Long-Term Change is Slower and Stronger. One of the most important lessons I learned in this journey was that the slower the healing, the deeper it goes. The world tells us we need fast results. 7-day fixes. 30-day resets. But true change, the kind that builds strength, not dependency, moves at the speed of trust. Your body doesn't need to be forced. It needs to be heard. Every adjustment I made was small. Replacing caffeine with hydration. Eating to stabilize blood sugar. Adding mineral support. Moving gently, consistently. Respecting my circadian rhythm. None of these alone are revolutionary. But together, they change the way my cells behave. Energy is not a switch. It's a signal, and when you give your body the right ones, it responds. That's not a theory. That's lived experience. Part 18, My Morning Energy Map, for anyone ready to begin. If you're reading this, and you've been tired for weeks, months, or even years, this is what I'd want you to know. There is no single fix. But there is a simple path. This is the exact map that rebuilt my mornings. Hydration before stimulation. A warm mineral mix with lemon and chia before anything else. Give your cells what they need, not what they crave. Protein within 1 hour of waking. Even a boiled egg or spoonful of almond butter can stabilize your blood sugar and prevent morning crashes. Movement, not exercise. 10 minutes of gentle stretching or walking. You're not trying to burn calories, you're waking up your mitochondria. No caffeine until after breakfast. Let your natural cortisol rhythm wake you. You'll be amazed how little you need caffeine once your body trusts you. Sleep starts in the morning. Expose your eyes to sunlight early. Avoid overstimulation late. Your circadian clock will reset itself, gently, but surely. This is not a challenge. It's not a detox. It's a way of living that invites energy back into your life. And for me, it changed everything. After 20 years of waking up tired, I finally found what works. Not a pill. Not a product. A practice, repeated with kindness, not pressure. And now, my mornings are mine again.